She thought she was just helping him cross the street. But by sundown, the entire city would know her name. It was a quiet Tuesday afternoon, and 17-year-old Lily was on her way home from school, earbuds in and backpack heavy with books she wasn't planning to read. As she waited at the crosswalk, she noticed an older man tapping his cane along the curb, hesitating at the corner. Cars sped past. No one stopped. Without thinking twice, Lily removed her earbuds, stepped forward, and gently said, "Sir, would you like some help crossing?" The man tilted his head toward her voice. "Yes, please. These new intersections confuse me." She offered her arm. "Don't worry, I've got you." They started across together, moving slow and steady. Halfway through, a driver honked impatiently, even though the light was red. Lily turned and raised her hand, not out of anger, but to shield the man. Once safely on the sidewalk, he said, "Thank you, young lady. What's your name?" "Lily. Just Lily." He smiled faintly. "Well, just Lily. I owe you more than you know." She laughed softly. "I think I just walked you 10 feet. He nodded. "You did more than that." Then he reached into his coat pocket, pulled out a small, worn card, and handed it to her. "I don't usually do this, but if you ever need help, call the number on this." She took it, puzzled. The card read, "Daniel Wexler, founder, Wextech Industries." Her mouth parted slightly. She looked up, but the man was already walking away, cane tapping rhythmically. That night she searched his name, and what she saw nearly made her drop her phone. Daniel Wexler wasn't just the founder of Wextech. He was a retired billionaire known for disappearing from the public eye years ago after his wife's death. Most people thought he'd moved abroad. Few knew he still lived in the city. Even fewer had ever seen him in person. Lily stared at his photo on the screen, heart racing. "That's him," she whispered. "That's the man I helped." Her mom noticed her expression. "What's wrong?" Lily showed her the article. "You met him?" her mom said, eyes wide. "People say he built the company from nothing and vanished after donating half his fortune." Lily clutched the card tighter. The next morning, still unsure if she should call, she tucked the card into her backpack and went to school. By lunch, her name was buzzing through the halls. Friends ran up to her, holding their phones. "Lily, you're all over TikTok." A woman in an office across the street had filmed the whole interaction, Lily helping the blind man, shielding him from the honking car, and walking him across with patience and care. The video already had 2 million views. The caption read, "This teen didn't know she was helping a billionaire. She just helped because it was right." Her teacher called her to the front office. A woman in a suit was waiting. "Are you Lily?" She nodded, nervous. The woman handed her a letter with a gold seal. "Mr. Wexler would like to see you. Today." Lily's heart nearly stopped. "Me? Why?" The woman smiled gently. He said, "Because sometimes the world needs to reward kindness when no one's looking. His driver is waiting outside." Still clutching her backpack, Lily followed the woman to a black car parked at the curb. The door opened automatically. Inside, a voice greeted her through the speaker system. "Hello, Lily. I'm Daniel. I hope you don't mind a short drive." The car began moving. Not at all," she managed to say, overwhelmed. He continued, "You treated me like I mattered, even when I didn't look like someone important. That matters more than most people realize." They pulled up to a modest brownstone in the city, a far cry from a billionaire's mansion. But the inside was different. Warm, filled with artwork and photos, and everything smelled faintly of old books and cedar wood. He met her at the door, without his cane this time. "I can see shadows, just enough," he smiled. "Enough to know who truly sees me." He led her to a small library and handed her a folder. "I'm funding your education, college, grad school, whatever you want. And if you choose, I'd like you to intern with my foundation. We help kids like you turn heart into impact." Lily stood frozen. "But why me?" Daniel sat down slowly. "Because you showed me the city still has light. You reminded me of my late wife. She used to say, 'When in doubt, cross the street for someone.' You lived that. Now I want to help you build something even greater." Tears welled in Lily's eyes. She realized then, it wasn't the money, the offer, or the fame that mattered. It was that her kindness, done with no audience, had changed her future forever. News spread like wildfire. Headlines read, "Teen helps blind man, turns out to be billionaire who changes her life." But for Lily, none of it felt real until she walked into her school the next day. The principal announced over the loudspeaker that she'd been offered a full scholarship by the Wexler Foundation. Students who had once overlooked her now clapped, some awkwardly, some with genuine respect. Her teachers hugged her, even the ones who barely knew her. But it wasn't all sweet. One girl muttered, "Must be nice to get famous for being lucky." Lily paused, looked her in the eye, and said softly, "It wasn't luck. It was just right." Later that month, Daniel invited her to speak at a Wexler youth conference. Dressed in a simple navy blue dress, Lily stood on stage, hands trembling, heart steady. "I didn't help him for a reward. I helped because it was the kind of world I wanted to live in. One where we don't need a camera to be kind." The room went silent. Then came applause. Daniel, sitting in the front row, wiped his eyes. When she walked off stage, a young boy ran up to her. "I helped my neighbor today, because of you." Lily smiled, knelt down and said, "That's how it starts." As the evening sun dipped behind the city skyline, Lily knew she wasn't just a girl who helped someone cross a street. She had crossed into a new chapter, and she wasn't looking back. If this story moved you, share it with someone who believes small actions can't make big changes. Let Lily remind them, you never know who's watching or who's waiting for a reason to believe again.